G'day, mate. Hi, hello, how are you? You're listening to I've Always Said That with your host, Brad, and we are back for a recap, review, analysation of Down Under vs. the World Season 1, and it is finally here. I am so glad we have another Down Under season. These queens deserve it. They got so much hate because of the production of it all. Was it necessarily wrong? No, but the queens themselves, fabulous, deserved another chance, and I'm so glad they are now getting an international spotlight. It's going to be fantastic. And this first episode proves that perfectly. The cast stacked, the workroom improved, the runway ran. So let's get into it, shall we? This workroom, so much better than the original workroom that we got in Down Under seasons 1 to 4. Budget stepped up. It's still a little bit small. However, I will take it. I think the design is so much more fun. The entrance is like the Sydney Opera House. So cool, so vibrant. Can someone confirm for me? They used to film in New Zealand, I believe. I don't think they're filming in New Zealand or Australia. I saw somewhere, not fact, I'm unsure, that they filmed this in Portugal. Confirm or deny, please. Allegations. Allegated. Anyway, let's get into this cast, shall we? The promo, interesting. I'm not going to do all the promo looks. They were a little bit crazy. They were like construction worker realness, which is so random. But we got a full promo. We got a full Meet the Queens. And it was fabulous. I think the Queen's personality is what really is driving the success of this franchise because they are stunners, all of them. So, the entrances. First up, from Down Under Season 1, we have the one, the only, Coco Jumbo. And she looks phenomenal. She's always had such a painted mug. She's such a bright light of entertainment. She looks fantastic. This beautiful tribal patterned dress that she's got on, this big hair, proportionized perfectly, and she's just got the smile for it all. Now, she only lasted a couple episodes on season 1. However, one of the big moments she was remembered for, obviously, was sending home Art Simone, and I think that was one of the big moments of that season as well. But as one of the extraordinary entertainers that we have here in Sydney, I'm glad Coco is back for another run. I'm very excited to see how she's evolved, she's grown, and I think she's going to be really fun to watch. So, very excited for Miss Jumbo. Then into the workroom, we have our first international diva. From UK Series 5, Michael Maruli. I think that was more Jersey. Michael Maruli gives Jersey though, you know what I mean? Michael is not to be messed with. I think she is a heavy hitter, a huge threat in this competition, and she looks phenomenal. This black and gold jacket moment with the accentuated shoulders, all the kind of mismatching patterns and everything, the giant mohawk hair, looks fantastic. And then this is when it really hits that I'm like, oh, it's an international All-Stars. It's exciting, you know, it's just fun. And Michael won, like she said, 3 challenges in her original season. She was runner-up, so I know she's going to probably make it pretty far and give our Down Under queens a run for their money. But that's what good TV is for, so let's see what she brings. Then from Down Under, we also have Flor, the gorgeous Flor, who was in New Zealand, then in Australia, but now lives in the UK, which I didn't know actually. So she really is an international diva. She comes in, she's wearing a very simple but elegant, beautiful white gown. She comes in, she's like, housekeeping. So she's funny. She's got jokes. Mug stamp. She's got an aggressive slick back into a ponytail, but she looks great. She's so little, but she's like full of energy and fight that you can just tell. She made it pretty far in her season. I think she was just short of the finale, but I think she's such a personality, and of course, Flor has to be here. Then from the United States, by way of Atlanta, Georgia, baby, we have Nicole Paige Brooks, fresh off All Stars 10, originally from season 2 in the US, but she's here down under. And I'm so glad. Nicole is a fan favorite, as they say. And even from All Stars 10 to now, she looks so much more elevated. She's got that All Stars 10 money, honey, and it is proven. She's wearing this beautiful bedazzled pink sparkly gown with this like boofed up hair with this massive train. And as she said, it's a lot of fabric, girl. It is a lot of fabric. It might be a little bit too much. However, she acknowledges it. So I'm like, I approve. I'm very happy to see Nicole here. I think it's a natural progression and maybe she'll finally get a challenge win, you know? She only had, 3 episodes because she was on Tournament of All-Stars in All-Stars 10. So if we get more than 3 episodes of Nicole, very happy. Very, very happy. Then back to Down Under season 4, we have runner-up Vibe. Vibe is gorgeous. Vibe is multi-talented extraordinaire. She looks beautiful. It's like a simple, asymmetrical little skirt with like the puffy sleeves, but it's effective and done well for an entrance look. I think she looks fantastic. Her makeup, all these girls have such good makeup. Like, it's incredible. It's so good. Her and Coco Jumbo actually live together. They obviously both work in Sydney. They know each other, so it's going to be very interesting to see their dynamic. Also, Lazy Susan, the winner of Down Under 4, is going to be a recurring judge on the panel. So it's very interesting to have that dynamic as well, being your old competitor who you lost to is now one of your judges. I'm like, that's a bit fun. Keen to see how that goes. And I just know that at some point Coco and Vibe are going to be like up against each other or in the bottom together, or we're going to have to send vice versa home. That's going to be very interesting and make for a great episode. Now, from España season 2, we have Australia Extravaganza. Now, I haven't seen all the Spain seasons, but I did watch season 2 with Australia. It does sound like Australia. Australia. And she is the definition of personality. She has so much charisma, and I'm really glad that she's hopefully going to get noticed by a larger audience now. Maybe all the international viewers will see this and see Australia. I think she's going to be so fun. And it's also so fun to see some of these non-English speaking franchises come on to this sort of stage and hopefully be noticed by the bigger demographic that watches Drag Race and see how much talent there is and what they're missing out on in these non-English franchises, because they are amazing. Like the Philippines, Spain, incredible talent. So I'm glad that Australia is here. I'm interested to see how she's going to interact with all the queens there. I think it's going to be a really fun time. Then we have the one and only Miss Lala Ree Do Re Mi. I never thought we would see Lala Ree back, especially because she quit drag for a brief moment, which really gave me a scare. But I'm so glad she is back. I think she is seriously just such an icon. Winner of the Fame Games in All Stars 8, iconic bag dress moment in season 13. So she is an icon in her own right, and I think she's going to be a force in this competition, besides sewing challenges. Spoiler alert. This look, personally, not my favorite. I think it's a bit much. I will say, yes, Down Under has stepped up their budget for the workroom and everything. The lighting as they were walking in, not amazing, especially on Lala, but I am very glad she's here, and I'm very excited to see what she's going to show out. Then Miss Jade So from the Philippines. I am so excited that she's here. Now, I had not seen her original season, but I saw an extravaganza of content of her online, and she is so amazing. She made the final in her season. She is a force. She is just, as she says, and I think it's so true, she has landed from another planet. She comes in and she gets everyone to like hold hands and they're doing a chant, and Lala's like, are we summoning the spirits? What's going on? And that's very much the vibe. But I think she's so beautiful, so talented. I'm just saying this about all of them because it is seriously such a stacked cast. Like, it's insane. I'm so glad Down Under has been able to sort of reinvigorate themselves. I was very worried that we kind of just lost Down Under after season 4, but I'm really hoping this brings it back. We get Down Under 5. We get more Down Under versus the World series. I think it's incredible. It's exciting. Then from Down Under, season 4 as well, we have Miss Nikita Iman. Gorgeous in drag, gorgeous out of drag, a very tall glass of water, absolutely beautifully stunning. I do like this look. It's kind of like a golden chainmail sort of vibe, simple but effective. I don't like the little pussycat wig. I don't know. I think I personally would have preferred something a little bit different, but she still looks great. I honestly didn't think we'd ever see Nikita back. And that's no shade to her. I think this is awesome that she's getting this opportunity, which makes me think she's going to get maybe, hopefully, like an underdog sort of edit from it. And I really hope she kind of takes off with them all, you know? That'll be really interesting to see. And her and Vibe competed on the same season, so there's another dynamic there. And she's got the same dynamic with Lazy Susan. So, the web is webbing. Then we have our final Down Under queen, a Down Under legend. That means nothing. Art Simone from Down Under season 1. I'm so glad Art's back. I don't think you could have done this season without Art Simone. She's such a legend. She's a staple in Australian drag. And I'm so glad she's here. As Coco says, for her 3rd time, technically, after she was brought back for an unknown reason in Down Under 1. Down Under 1 was messy in so many ways, with a particular casting choice and the season as a whole, how it played out. It's still very fun. The rest of the cast is great, including Art, obviously. I don't know where I was going with this, but I'm very glad that Art's back here with us. I think she looks really great. She's giving us that classic punk rock aesthetic with the big sort of blue sherbet neon vibe hair, and the bodysuit with kind of giving armor as well. Very, very fun. And I know she has gone away and like restudied her like comedic skills with Snatch Game and everything like that. I know she is not going to let that trip her up again. And I know that she's going to be traumatized if they have to do it again. And I don't blame her. I don't blame her at all. And finally, the shock of the season. Raven walks into the workroom. Everyone gooped, gagged. Like, that? When the cast was announced, I seen spoilers of who was on the cast for ages. Absolutely ages. Not once, and I see everyone say the same thing, not once did I see Raven on any of those lists. What do you mean? So when the cast came out, the promo comes out, she had to meet the queens as well. I'm like, I'm waiting for the ball to drop. I'm waiting for something to happen. And she's like, a judge. Or she's like, a spy, where we all thought BB Zahara Benet was a spy on All Stars 3. I don't know. I'm still waiting for the ball to drop. She comes in, she's giving us white kitty cat sparkle, obviously, mug, of course. And everyone is gagged. I think it's Coco that yells out. It's like, you want an alliance? Same. I want an alliance. I'm not even competing because, like, terrifying. Michael's like, are you competing with us, Raven? And she's like, yeah, of course. And I'm like, it kind of makes sense because she obviously couldn't compete on a season that Rue was judging. And I don't know if she'd want to... Yeah, I guess, like, having Michelle, like, judge is probably the best she's going to get. But I don't know. Like, it's such a thing. It's such an interesting dynamic. And I didn't think we'd ever see the day. I still don't think she's competing, even though she competed on this episode, you know. I'm just like, I can't believe it. Anyway, Michelle comes in. Hello, hello, hello. She looks fantastic. I do love Michelle as a host. I'm so glad that she stayed on and taken Down under her wing. I think it's fabulous. She brings out the pit crew. The pit crew introduce themselves. And I was like, this has never happened before. They're usually mute. Anyway, they say hello. So that was lovely. And then they say, pass the parcel with all these little boxes. Because the first maxi challenge is a sewing challenge. Back to basics. Lala's not happy. Not happy at all. And at first, I wasn't happy either. I was like, oh, I kind of just like want a talent show or something. But in hindsight, saying that now, I'm really glad we got a sewing challenge. I feel like it really puts them in the deep end, and like they're not all just doing something that they come pre-prepared with. Like really just being like, you're on Drag Race, you gotta go. And they went. So what they do, they all stood in a circle and passed around boxes, and when the music stopped, whatever material was in their box was going to be that material they had to work with. So random, but I was like, this is cute and fun. Anyway, there's a whole mix of fabrics gotten. There was some red lycra, there was some stretch denim. Nicole Page Brooks got like a bath mat material, and I was like, oh god, no. Australia got this neon green. I was like, that's not going to be good. So it was a whole array of different type of fabrics. It was really good to see all these queens interacting with each other. They're still like, is Raven actually still here? Why is she still here? I like Art Simone being like, f off, Raven. Yeah, I would be the same. So Michelle does her walkthroughs and she's kind of chatting with everyone. I think Michelle really knows how to connect with queens, like almost on a personal level. I don't know, it just seems a little bit more sincere than what Rue might do. So I guess because like Down Under is her baby, so she like really takes care, and obviously she knows all these queens. I'm not sure what her dynamic is with the queens that she hasn't judged before, like Australia, Jade, like those sort of queens. But even still, she's very much like, yes, tell me everything, let's go, come on. Raven seems stressed. Also, Raven out of drag, this is when you can really tell, you're like, oh, the tan is tanning. It's tan. It's very tan. Anyway, moving on. She's stressed because she's like been judging everyone on Toot or Boot for years and years and years and years, and now she's got to make something that would be Toot worthy. I would love to see her tooting or booting herself. That would be really meta. Anyway, so let's just get straight into the runway. First off, the runway itself, so much better. So much better. There is space, there is budget, there is lights, there is room to move around. And our guest judge for this week is the amazing, incredible Aussie DJ, Bex. I'm so glad I was only introduced to her through this, but she's so fun. I followed her on Instagram and everything now. She's such a personality. She stands up for queer rights, trans rights, and I think she's so incredible. Her music's amazing. So if you haven't checked her out, make sure to go check out Bex now. Well worth your time, I'm telling you. Let's get into the runways, shall we? First up is Art Simone, and she had leopard print in her little box. Now she's made a very sort of traditional looking gown sort of thing. Very high-necked sleeves, little slit up the side, and she kind of put a few little embellishments around the belt area and on the shoulder details. I think it's a bit more of like a basic design, but it is done super, super well. She's got like little fangs in there to kind of give like the tiger leopard sort of vibe. Beautiful. Basic, but beautiful and done well. Then we have Miss Jade So. She says allegedly that this is only the 4th look that she's ever sewn, but she's in design school, so I don't know how that would only be. I guess if you're designing and not sewing, but she's in design school, and this is allegedly only the 4th look that she's ever made. Incredible. She had the red lycra. It is this beautiful, like, she somehow ruched and sort of braided the lycra to have this like bra top that's coming down in this beautiful long train of lycra from her waist down, and it's got like the beautiful ruching details, and she styled it so well with the black sort of, she's giving very Jessica Rabbit, like they said, very Jessica Rabbit. And she's got the big long, I don't know what they call them, like the long ass cigarette things. She's just a vibe, absolutely such a vibe. I'm like, oh okay, so she's in the top. This is the 2nd look, and I'm like, she's in the top. It is what it is. Moving on from Down Under, we have a vibe, and she kind of got the mod black and white print. And this print very much lent itself into doing mod sort of 60s sort of vibe. What do they call it? Patsy sort of thing. Anyway, she looks good for someone who says that she doesn't sew and was in the top for her sewing challenge on Down Under. She's done pretty well. It's kind of, it is what you'd expect out of when you hear mod, like a very baby girl dress. And she's made the socks, she's made the arm things, and she's made like a little headband, and she's made a purse. But again, done very well. So I'm like, okay, props to you, Vibe. I see you. I see you. Can you tell who we're going to do next? Go on. Take a guess. Miss Lala Ree comes to the stage, and I will say, okay, so she got like the floral sequin pattern. I like the look. I like it. It's a very basic mini dress. The thing is, she's got such broad shoulders. And then such a tiny little waist, and like, but her legs look amazing. So it's like you can't really wear body if she wants her legs out like that. But you know, it's not much done with the dress. I will say, and I agree with the judges, the styling, like the green shoes and the nails and the jewelry, really makes it pop, which I am a really big fan of. But you keep seeing the panties pop out every 2 seconds, which like they kept focusing on that, and I was like, who cares? I don't think that's the issue here. I think the issue is the dress itself, but. Anyway, so I was like, oh, poor Lala. She's traumatized. And she did say she hasn't sewn since All Stars 8. Michelle was like, oh, and I'm like, well, if you can't sew, you can't sew. And she's not going to learn now, is she? Next on the stage, we have Flora from Down Under. Now, when she first came out, I was like, oh my God, this looks incredible. This sort of bodice top with all these cutouts on the sides, kind of looking like an exoskeleton sort of fitted dress with some beading hanging down the sides. But then it zoomed in and it was not finished well at all. She could not walk, which is not always like a terrible thing in fashion, I guess, but she could not walk. It was not finished well, and I think that the design of it as a whole was a little bit lacking. And I expected Floor to kind of excel at this challenge. Also, I just generally don't like this fabric as well. It's like a holographic sort of silver fabric, and she said she's a bug. And I'm like, why? Why are you a bug? But she chose to be a bug, and I don't think it worked. I don't think it translated with the look. I think that was a bit too convoluted and confusing, and I don't think the look was well executed, fortunately. So you're in danger, girl. Then we have Raven walking the runway for the first time since All Stars 1, which is just crazy. She had the stretch denim. I think she looks phenomenal. She made high-waisted trousers and these sort of like floral sort of bra thing, and she made a denim pussycat wig. Who makes a denim pussycat wig? I think this looks phenomenal. Again, this seems to be the theme of the night. Simple, but really well done, except Jade. Jade excelled. But this is beautifully done, and I think done super well. And I'm like, surely she bought that wig from home, but she made it. And I've seen online Art Simone be like, I saw Raven make 3 different looks because she wasn't sure what she wanted to do. So she had the talent, she had the time. I would love to see what the other looks were, but this is still incredible. Next to the stage, we have Nikita Iman from Down Under. She's got like the red suede velvet sort of vibe. I hate velvet. I personally don't like velvet. But anyway, I also don't like this dress. She's wearing like a fitted gown with a little trumpet skirt at the bottom. And she's placed all these petals around her waist, which I'm like very confusing. And I've seen a lot of posts online being like, of course, only a skinny queen would be like, I'm gonna put more weight around my waist. Fair point, fair point. I don't love this look. It's definitely not the worst. It's just, I think the trumpet skirt at the bottom looks a little bit like lacking. It looks a little bit unfinished, and I don't like all the detailing around the waist and the corset and stuff. I love the gloves. And again, the short pussycat wig is not doing it for me. I don't know. That's just not loving the styling choices on this one. I think that's letting me down a little bit as well. Then we have Australia Extravaganza, and she was given the abhorrent neon green fabric. And with that, I think she did pretty well for what it was. Like, she made like a full bodysuit underneath and then did like a wrap skirt and sort of 2 pieces going up the top. I think it turned out pretty well for what she had. What was she going to do with neon green? Is it the favorite of the night? No, but I do love the big red wig that she's put with it. I don't think she deserved to be in the bottom. I'm just going to say it. But anyway, who am I to judge? Right? Oh, where am I going? Come on. There we go. Nicole Page Brooks. I didn't expect this at all. From when I saw the material that she had, the bath mat looking material, I was like, oh, the poor thing's going to be in the bottom. She looks fantastic. She wore this, like, she had this big coat as she walked out and she stripped it off. And it's kind of giving like, almost like bikini-esque runway, which is really weird because of the material that it is. And she's got these shoulder pieces. The hair makes it. I really like the hair. It's kind of like Mad Maxi, big hair, sort of. It looks unstyled, but it's styled that way, you know, like frizzy sort of vibe, like she's wind blown. I think she looks really great. I think Nicole kicked it out of the park, and I'm like, God, these queens are really bringing it for a sewing challenge. I didn't know what to expect from Nicole. I don't think she had a sewing challenge in All Stars 10. So I'm like, this is good. This is very good, Nicole, NPB. Next up, we got Michael Maruli. And she had this sort of black lace sort of material. She's giving us very witchy, very coven, very like evil queen sort of vibe. Immaculately made. I think because of the stage lighting and the material itself, it's hard to see the details. But when you do see the details, I'm like, this is beautiful. This is so well done. And she's styled it so perfectly with the hair, the gold accessory on the neck, and then around the waist as well. I think incredible, and it looks like it was brought from home. So 10 stars to you, Michael. Then to round out the group, we have Coco Jumbo in this pistachio green, which I think is a lot more beautiful than the neon green that Australia got. She's kind of given us this drapey sort of moment where it's kind of like just drapey fabric and it's tied up at the back. Very, very simple, but I really like it. I think it looks super nice. I think she was safe because of how simple it was, but it was effective, as I keep saying. So, props to you, Coco. I like this. You should be proud of yourself. Okay, so the tops of the week are Miss Jade So, Vibe, and Michael Maruli. Do I agree with that? I don't know. There were some pretty strong contenders. I really liked Nicole's. I thought Raven was pretty good. I probably would have swapped out Raven for Vibe. Controversial. I don't know if they just made Raven safe because A, she's not actually competing, or B, they didn't want to give her the win on the first episode and kind of piss everyone off. But I probably would have put Raven ahead of Vibe. And the bottoms of the week were Australia, Floor, and Lala Ree. I don't think Australia should have been in the bottom. I think it should have probably been Nikita. Yeah, I'd put Nikita down there, which is a shame, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, they do the critiques and the format of Down Under vs. the World. It's lipstick format. So top two queens will lip sync for the win. The winner has the power to give one of the bottom queens the chop. Chop, 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 chop. So the top two queens of the week are Michael Maruli and Miss Jade So, and I absolutely agree. I think they were the standouts of a pretty good bunch, I will say. And then the bottom two queens are Floor and Lala Ree. Australia Extravaganza is safe. So they go back to Untucked and they're deliberating. And you can see the cogs turning of the queens. Like, how are they going to play this? Are they going to do strategy? Are they going to do critiques? Lala and Michael sort of form like a relationship. Like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Michael's here to play, which I think is good. You need to be here to play. And I think she's also in her mind, like, there's 5 down under queens. If this is her chance to take one of them out, why wouldn't you? So, but Floor is also picking up on that vibe when she talks to Michael, and it's like, ooh, that's a little bit awkward. Yikes. So I'm kind of getting the vibe that Michael will send home Floor. Jade, I'm unsure, but she's scared of the other Americans' retaliation if she sends home Lala, which I don't think is necessarily would be a part of it, but it's a thought that runs through your mind, you know? So they come out onto the stage and they lip sync to a Beck's song, and it is So good. It's so great. I have to say though, I hate Michael's lip sync outfit. I hate it. It's very much like, it's not so much the bodysuit, I think it's the hair for me. I hate those wigs where it looks like a cylinder stuck on top of your head and the ponytail coming out of the top. Hate it. Absolutely hate it. And I think they are struggling with the camera work and the stage. Like, it's not getting around like what we would normally see in the States or something. It's very stationary. Like when you saw them doing their critiques, the queens actually had to come to the middle of the stage that was being critiqued, which I don't think we've ever seen before. So that was interesting to note as well. Anyway, Michael's giving us full performance. Jade's giving us a lot less energy than what I thought she was. She did have a bit of malfunction with one of her reveals as well, so I don't know if she was put off with that. She's giving us very, very sexy, and Michael was giving us high energy performance. So Michael Maruli is announced as the winner of this week's challenge, the first challenge of Down Under vs. the World, and also takes home 3,000 Aussie dollars, which for the UK queens who weren't getting any money for a while, pretty good. Even though it's Aussie dollars and that's not worth much, but I think the pound is worth like double Aussie dollars. So that's why I won't be going to London anytime soon, you know. But anyway, congratulations to Michael Maruli and Jade for being top 2 as well. So Floor and Lala come to the stage and it is time to give one of the bottom 2 queens the chop. However, Michelle steps in and blocks the elimination. There will be no elimination this week. And I'm like, good. Good. I'm glad that we got a week with at least all of them. I think that's very fair. I think that's good, especially on a design challenge. You don't want to have prepared all these looks, get there to have to sew a look and then go home and show none of the stuff that you've bought. That would be really painful to deal with. So I'm very glad that this is the case. Floor and Lala are safe. Very excited to see the lipstick reveals next week. I love the drama of that all, so that's going to be fun to see. The queens dance off the stage, and I'm still like, is Raven she's gonna go up to the judging panel now? Like, what's the go? But they're walking off the stage, and Michelle picks up the phone. How soon can you get here? And I'm like, who could she be calling? Is she calling Rue? Is Rue making an appearance for an episode? I'm so confused. I don't know what's happening. I saw Courtney Act be like, I'm finally getting the phone call. I would love if Courtney was on there. I don't think it's ever gonna happen, but I would love if Courtney Act was on there. Anyway, first episode of Down Under vs. the World, I think absolutely phenomenal. Everyone online seems to be loving it. The cast is stacked. I'm so glad the workroom and everything has got an upgrade. So much potential, and I'm really excited to see where this goes. All right? Let me know your comments on the show so far, who you're rooting for, who you think should have been sent home that episode if there was an elimination, and what you think is going to happen with Raven, because I'm confused. Everyone's confused. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, review, share with your friends. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Ivealwayssaidthat.pod. If you're watching on YouTube, remember to give us a like and subscribe. Share it with your friends because friendship makes the world go round. I'm Brad for Down Under vs. the World. Why did I struggle so much to say that? Thank you, you're welcome, love you, bye.